Mr. Sadiq Zibakalam, who's a political scientist from Iran, joining us on the phone line. Mr. Sadiq, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, going by the developments this morning, of course, it's an escalation, and America saw that coming, going by the rhetoric over the last couple of days. And Iran has sent out a message that they mean what they say, but we also know that there's a counter statement that's come in from America in the course of the last 48 hours about the 52 sites that they have in mind in Iran. How does Iran view the situation in the next coming days?
That 52 subject that Mr. Trump raised actually was very counterproductive for the Americans, because even those Iranians who are against or critical of the Islamic regime, they were very angry of the remarks and the threat which was made by Trump that we are going to destroy 52 sites of Iranian national heritage. I don't know who is advising Trump, but certainly steps that he has been taken actually does not even support is not even supported by the critics of the Islamic regime.
Mr. Sadiq Zibakalam, I want you to stay with me because we have a very distinguished panel with us live on Republic TV, and the biggest commentators who are viewing this situation very, very closely from both in New Delhi and Mumbai. Baswati Mukherjee, a very senior diplomat, a former ambassador, joining us live on this broadcast, along with Abhishek Kapoor, our executive editor, Major Gaurav Arya, our editorial advisor on strategic affairs, and we also have Dr. Wail Awad, South Asia Bureau Chief of Al Arabia News, and we will be joined by retired General Shankar Roy Chowdhury as well. And Baswati Mukherjee, how do you view the developments and what sort of a role do you see India playing, given the special relationship that India enjoys with both Tehran and Washington?
First of all, I want to say that what has happened today represents a very dangerous escalation, because Americans and American presidents have always been very wary of what they call body bags coming home. So regardless of whether one American has been killed or 60 Americans have been killed, this is a very big blow, because Americans are very sensitive. American public opinion is very sensitive, and President Trump would be well aware, facing impeachment proceedings, that when these body bags come home, there's going to be hell to play in US. He will be under great pressure to then take another measure to escalate. As far as the escalation itself is concerned, the Pompeo yesterday, when asked this question point blank by an American journalist, confirmed that US would not do anything contrary to international law. Now, bombing of cultural sites, UNESCO cultural sites, is a contravention of the international law that Americans have upheld since 1947. So that's really a very difficult decision, that a measure that was used to threaten the Brits during World War II by Hitler would be now used by President Trump against the Iranians. They would have to think of some other measure. As far as India is concerned, we have always been very careful in getting involved in Middle East politics between Iran and others, because of our very large Shia and Sunni population, and the fact that whatever step we take to favor one or the other would have repercussions domestically on our Shia Sunni population. In this particular case, however, I think we would be very well placed to urge de-escalation on both sides, and if asked by either side to play the role of an honest broker, because we are very well trusted on both sides, we could do so, but I'm sure we would do so in a very discreet way, so that it doesn't have any fallout domestically.
Baswati ji, I just want to interrupt you there for a minute, because we have Syed Mohammad Ali, who's the editor-in-chief of the Iranian Political Studies, joining us on the phone line. If I could quickly take a question from him. Mr. Mohammad Ali, we're listening into the live feed also of the Supreme Leader in Iran, Khomeini, and he has made a statement right now that the attacks on the US bases come as a slap on the face of America. Now, how is Iran viewing the strikes? Because America hasn't confirmed any casualties yet. Iraq says on its part there are no casualties. America is evaluating. So what is the assessment on the Iran side of these 80 casualties that it is claiming were part of that strike?
I don't think the number of the casualties are important. What is important is that Iran has promised to take revenge of General Soleimani's killing, and Iran has done it. The most important thing is this. The casualties are not important, I think. There are contradictory numbers about the casualties. The most important thing, as I mentioned, is that Iran has gone with its word, and it has taken the revenge of General Soleimani's death, which was a kind of loss for all of us Iranians. So that's the important point. We have hit them in their own bases. Casualties are not important. I don't think that matters. It is important that we show our strength.
Yeah, my colleague Abhishek has a question.
Mr.
Abhishek.
Ali, I understand that yes, Mr. Ali, I understand that emotions are really running high across Iran. But I was going through the statement that has been made by your Foreign Affairs Minister Jawad Zarif, and if you look at it, it seems that the regime is, or the government there, is okay with what they have done now, and they want to de-escalate from here. They say, I read the statement, it says Iran took and concluded proportionate measures in self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter. So essentially what the suggestion is from this statement or tweet from Foreign Affairs Minister of Iran is that whatever we wanted to do, we have done. According to them, they have claimed 80 American soldiers, irrespective of confirmation. They want to de-escalate from here on. Would you agree that after this, Iran won't do anything?
I agree with you. I think that from the Iranian Foreign Ministry as well as from the other statements by even the Revolutionary Guard, it looked like that Iran has done with it. It's done. It's finished, I think. It looked like that it's finished from the Iranian point of view. They want the process of de-escalation. It looked like that. Yes, and of course, with regard to the first phrase of yours, yes, the emotions are very high in Iran. I mean, all the public have been impacted by this loss. Various types of Iranian groups, critics as well as supporters, all are united in this loss. At least, yes, it looks like that. I think from the Iranian side, I think they are not going to escalate it. They are in the process of de-escalation, I think.